Success is a concept that is pursued by many but understood by few. We often imagine it as something external, a reward waiting for us at the end of a long journey. However, the Stoics, the ancient philosophers who dedicated their lives to the pursuit of wisdom and virtue, teach us a different approach. For them, success is not about achieving wealth, power, or fame, but about cultivating inner strength, resilience, and wisdom. In this video, we will explore the Stoic path to success, a path that challenges us to redefine what it means to succeed in life. This journey is not about chasing after external validation, but about mastering oneself, understanding what is truly valuable, and living in accordance with nature. We will uncover 7 steps, each deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, that will guide you toward true success. A success that is resilient to the changing tides of fortune and grounded in inner peace and virtue. Prepare to dive deep into the wisdom of the Stoics as we explore how to achieve lasting success in life, not by seeking it outside ourselves, but by cultivating it within. This path is not easy, but it is the only one that leads to true fulfillment and strength of character. Step 1. Accept your fate. Amor, Fati. The first step to success is accepting your fate, known in Stoicism as Amor Fati, which is Latin for love of fate. This principle teaches us to accept everything that happens in our lives with gratitude and without resistance. Success in life often depends not so much on what happens to us, but on our attitude towards these events. Many people believe that success is the ability to control your life, manage events, and achieve the desired results. However, the Stoics taught us that we cannot control all aspects of our lives. We can only control how we perceive and react to what happens. Accepting your fate means giving up fruitless attempts to change what is beyond our control and focusing on what is truly within our power. Amor Fati is not passive resignation. It is an active acceptance of all circumstances as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. When we encounter difficulties, instead of complaining or feeling disappointed, we should perceive them as challenges that make us stronger. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoics, wrote, "Everything that happens to you is destined for you by nature itself." This thought encourages us to see every event not as an accident, but as part of our life's journey that leads us to a greater understanding of ourselves and the world. Accepting your destiny is also connected with the awareness of the brevity and fleetingness of life. We cannot know how much time we have left, and therefore it is important to use every moment to the maximum benefit. Success is not only about achieving external goals, but also the ability to live in the present, appreciate what we have, and find meaning even in the most difficult situations. It is the art of seeing every difficulty as an opportunity for self-improvement and personal growth. When we accept our destiny, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and anxiety. We stop worrying about what could have been and start living in harmony with what is. This allows us to focus our energy on achieving the goals that really matter to us and to overcome any obstacles with confidence and determination. Ultimately, Amor Fati is a path to inner peace and true success. It is the ability to see life not as a random set of events, but as a series of lessons and tests that help us become better. By accepting our fate, we stop wasting energy on useless regrets and complaints, and begin to actively shape our lives, using all the opportunities provided to achieve true success. Step 2. Act in accordance with nature. The second step to success is to act in accordance with nature. This Stoic principle teaches us to live in harmony with our own essence and the world around us. For the Stoics, nature meant not only the environment but also our inner nature, who we are at our core, our true goals and aspirations. Living in accordance with nature means understanding and accepting our role in the world acting in accordance with it, and striving to live in accordance with our values and beliefs. The Stoics believe that each person has a unique purpose, and success is achieved when we follow this purpose without deviating from it. The principle of acting in accordance with nature also involves recognizing that the world around us is subject to certain laws and orders. We cannot change these laws, but we can adapt to them and act within them. This means that success comes not from resisting reality, but from learning to use it to our advantage. For example, if we strive for health, we must understand and respect the natural laws that govern our bodies and act in accordance with them. Eat right, exercise, take care of our health. Living in harmony with nature also means following your inner convictions and not compromising them for short-term benefits. Epictetus taught, "It is not external circumstances, but our inner convictions that govern our actions." This means that success does not lie in adapting to the expectations of others or following fashion trends, but in remaining true to yourself and your principles. When we act in accordance with nature, we feel inner harmony and satisfaction. We do not waste our energy fighting ourselves or the world, but direct it toward achieving true goals. This leads to our lives becoming more meaningful and purposeful, and our efforts more effective. Ultimately, acting in accordance with nature is the path to true success, which is based on inner integrity and harmony with oneself and the world around us. It is the ability to live in peace with oneself and others without violating one's inner harmony or sacrificing one's beliefs. Such success brings not only external achievements, but also a deep sense of satisfaction and meaning. Step 3. Learn to manage your emotions. The third step to success is learning to manage your emotions. Stoicism emphasized not allowing emotions to take over our reason. The Stoics argued that our emotions are the result of our internal beliefs and reactions to external events, not the events themselves. Therefore, by changing our perceptions, we can change our emotions. Emotions can be a powerful tool for achieving success, but they can also become our worst enemy if we do not learn to control them. Negative emotions such as anger, fear, envy, or despair can cloud our judgment, lead to rash actions, and prevent us from moving towards our goals. The Stoics believed that in order to achieve success, we must learn to maintain clarity of mind and inner peace, despite any external circumstances. Seneca, one of the leading Stoic philosophers, wrote, "Anger is like a fire that cannot be extinguished while there is something to burn." This image of anger as an uncontrollable fire shows how negative emotions can ruin our lives if we don't learn to control them. Success requires us to keep a cool head and make decisions based on reason, not emotion. Controlling emotions does not mean suppressing or ignoring your feelings. The Stoics taught us that emotions are a natural part of human life, and it is important to acknowledge and understand them. However, the key is to not let emotions control our actions. Epictetus said, "We do not control events, but we can control our attitudes toward them." This means that even in the most difficult situations, we can choose how to respond and make decisions that lead us to success, not away from it. Developing the ability to manage your emotions takes practice and self-discipline. One way to control emotions suggested by the Stoics is meditation and reflection. A daily practice of reflecting on our emotions and their causes helps us better understand ourselves and our reactions. This allows us to make decisions more consciously and avoid impulsive actions. In addition, the Stoics recommended practicing anticipation, or thinking ahead about possible difficulties and the emotions they may cause. This helps us prepare for them and maintain composure in difficult situations. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Get used to expecting the most unexpected events." This approach allows us not to be caught off guard and to remain calm and reasonable. The ability to manage our emotions is the key to success, which helps us maintain clarity of mind, make balanced decisions, and avoid the destructive consequences of negative feelings. It is the ability to act rationally and effectively, despite any external circumstances, and achieve our goals with confidence and calm. Step 4. Develop resilience and patience. The fourth step to success is developing resilience and patience. There are no easy paths to success in life, and at every turn we encounter obstacles and difficulties. Stoicism teaches us that it is these difficulties that shape our character and make us stronger. Resilience and patience are qualities that allow us to overcome any obstacles and move forward despite the difficulties. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoics, wrote, "Difficulties are the way." This phrase captures the essence of the Stoic approach to life. Difficulties are not obstacles to success, but an integral part of this path. Each time we encounter difficulties, we have a choice: either give up and retreat, or use them as an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. Developing resilience requires us to be able to patiently endure trials and not lose faith in ourselves and our goals. Patience is the ability to endure long periods of uncertainty and waiting without becoming discouraged or losing motivation. It is the ability to maintain inner peace and self-confidence despite any external difficulties. Perseverance and patience are closely related to our perception of the time and effort we put into achieving our goals. Often we want results quickly, but Stoicism teaches us that success takes time and persistence. Epictetus said, "Great things take time." This means that success does not come instantly, but is the result of long-term and persistent effort. One way to develop perseverance and patience is to consciously practice willpower and self-control. This includes the ability to control our impulses and desires, to resist momentary temptations, and not to lose sight of the long-term perspective. For example, if we are striving for physical fitness, we must be patient and persistent, following a regular workout routine and proper nutrition, even when the results are not immediately visible. The Stoics also recommended practicing asceticism, or conscious abstinence from excesses, to strengthen your will and learn to be resilient in any circumstances. Seneca wrote, "Get used to privations, and you will be prepared for anything." This teaching helps us prepare for difficult times and strengthen our ability to endure trials. Resilience and patience are not only the ability to endure difficulties, but also the ability to learn from them. When we face obstacles, it is important not only to overcome them, but also to learn from them, becoming stronger and wiser. This is a process of continuous self-improvement that leads us to true success. By developing resilience and patience, we become resilient to any external circumstances and are able to achieve our goals, despite all the difficulties. This is a quality that makes us not only successful but also strong individuals, ready to cope with any challenges in life. Step 5. Practice negative visualization. The fifth step to success is to practice negative visualization, which is one of the most powerful tools of Stoicism. This practice involves consciously imagining the worst-case scenarios in order to prepare yourself for them and reduce their emotional impact. This is not pessimism, but a way to prepare for possible difficulties and strengthen your inner resilience. Negative visualization helps us realize that life is full of uncertainties and unexpected turns, and that none of our plans are guaranteed. The Stoics believed that by thinking about what could go wrong, we can better prepare for any challenges and learn to accept them with greater calm and reason. Seneca advised, often remember what happens in life and imagine the worst. This approach helps us to be prepared for any surprises and remain calm in the most difficult situations. Practicing negative visualization does not mean that we should constantly expect the worst and live in fear. On the contrary, it teaches us to be prepared for anything that may happen and not to let our fears control us. When we imagine possible failures, losses, or difficulties, we reduce their emotional impact on us and become less vulnerable to them. This helps us maintain composure and act rationally, even when unexpected events occur. In addition, negative visualization helps us appreciate what we have and not take it for granted. When we imagine losing something that is dear to us, we begin to appreciate it more in the present. This increases our gratitude and satisfaction with life, which is also an important part of success. The practice of negative visualization also allows us to realize that most of our fears and worries are not as terrible as they seem at first glance. When we consider them in detail, we begin to understand that we can cope with them and that they are not insurmountable obstacles. This strengthens our self-confidence and readiness for any life challenges. Ultimately, negative visualization helps us become more resilient and prepared for any life circumstances. It allows us to make decisions with greater clarity and confidence without succumbing to fears and doubts. This step towards success teaches us that true strength does not come from avoiding difficulties, but from being prepared for them and overcoming them with dignity and wisdom. Thus, using the practice of negative visualization helps us strengthen our resilience, reduce fears and worries, and become more confident in our abilities. It is a powerful tool that allows us to move towards success without being distracted by imaginary dangers and staying focused on our goals. Step 6. Develop inner independence. The sixth step to success is developing inner independence. In Stoicism, this principle means that true success and happiness depend not on external circumstances, but on our inner state. The Stoics believed that to achieve true success, one must be independent of external factors, such as the opinions of others, material goods, or social status. Epictetus, one of the leading Stoics, taught, "Only you can be the master of your own life." This means that we must take responsibility for our lives and not allow external circumstances to dictate our decisions and actions. Inner independence is the ability to remain true to our principles and values, no matter what happens around us. When we develop inner independence, we stop depending on the recognition and approval of others. This frees us from the need to live up to other people's expectations and allows us to focus on what is truly important to us. This approach helps us make more balanced and conscious decisions that are in line with our true goals and values. Inner independence also allows us to better cope with failures and difficulties. When we understand that success depends on our inner qualities and not on external circumstances, we become less vulnerable to life's challenges. We learn to accept failures as part of life's experience and use them for our growth and development. Developing inner independence requires self-awareness and constant work on ourselves. This includes regular reflection and analysis of our thoughts, emotions, and actions. The Stoics recommended daily reflection on our actions and striving for inner harmony. This helps us to better understand ourselves and our true goals, as well as strengthen our inner independence. Inner independence is also associated with the ability to control our desires and aspirations. The Stoics taught us that much of our suffering is associated with excessive desires and attachments to external things. Freeing ourselves from these attachments allows us to be freer and happier, regardless of external circumstances. Epictetus said, "It is not what happens to us that causes suffering, but our attitude toward it." This teaching teaches us that true happiness and success come when we learn to control our desires and be content with what we have. Developing inner independence is the key to true success, which does not depend on external factors. It is the ability to remain true to yourself and your principles, despite any life circumstances. This is the path to inner freedom, which allows us to live a meaningful and purposeful life, achieving our goals with confidence and satisfaction. Thus, inner independence is an important step on the path to success, which allows us to be the masters of our lives and achieve true happiness and satisfaction, regardless of external circumstances. It is a quality that makes us strong and confident in our abilities, ready to cope with any life challenges. Step 7. Be prepared for death and act here and now. The seventh and final step to success is being prepared for death and realizing the importance of acting here and now. Stoicism saw death as a natural part of life, and understanding its inevitability helped Stoics live more consciously and purposefully. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be mindful of death, so that you may live your life more effectively." This thought reminds us that the time we have is limited, and we must use it to the fullest. Being aware of mortality frees us from fear of the future and helps us focus on the present moment, making it more meaningful and valuable. Being prepared for death does not mean being pessimistic or denying life. On the contrary, this teaching encourages us to live life to the fullest without putting off what is truly important. When we understand that our lives are finite, we begin to appreciate every moment and strive to make our actions matter. This helps us avoid procrastination, not waste time on useless things, and focus on achieving our goals. The Stoics taught us that success is not about achieving the end result, but about the process of life, how we use our time and what decisions we make. This means that true success is the ability to live in the present, to act here and now without putting off our life for later. When we realize our mortality, we begin to see the value in every day, in every moment, and this motivates us to act with greater determination and purpose. Awareness of death also helps us get rid of the fear of failure and not let fear rule our lives. When we understand that ultimately all our fears and worries lose their meaning in the face of death, we become more courageous and decisive in our actions. This gives us the strength to overcome any obstacles and achieve success, despite all the difficulties. Ultimately, being prepared for death and acting here and now is the path to true success, which is based on the awareness of the importance of every moment of life. This teaching teaches us that life is too short to waste it on useless fears and doubts, and that true success comes to those who live consciously and purposefully, using every opportunity for growth and self-improvement. So the final step on the path to success is the awareness of one's mortality and the ability to live in the present, to act here and now, without putting life off for later. This quality makes us more determined and purposeful, helps us achieve our goals and live life with a sense of satisfaction and meaning. Success, in the Stoic sense, is not about the accumulation of wealth, power, or recognition. It is about mastering oneself, understanding the natural order, and living in harmony with it. It is about developing virtues such as inner discipline, resilience, wisdom, and the ability to act in accordance with what truly matters. True success is found in the strength of character and the ability to remain unshaken by the external circumstances, and in the pursuit of a life well lived. By following the 7 steps outlined in this video, you can begin to align your life with the principles of Stoic wisdom. These steps are not easy, and they require constant practice and reflection. However, they offer a path to a deeper, more meaningful success, one that is immune to the ups and downs of fortune and grounded in inner peace and virtue. Remember, success is not something that is granted or taken away by external factors. It is something that you cultivate within yourself. By embracing the Stoic principles and applying them to your life, You can achieve a level of success that is both enduring and fulfilling, rooted in the unshakable foundation of wisdom and virtue. Let the teachings of the Stoics guide you on this journey, and may you find the strength to persevere, the wisdom to choose the right path, and the peace that comes from living in harmony with nature. The true measure of success lies not in what you achieve, but in who you become along the way.